Welcome to week 2 of CineWrap. This week we're discussing Snow White and the Huntsman. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Ian.
And here we go. Snow White and the Huntsman is a classic story, as we all know, with a few darker themes. The movie features Kristen Stewart as Snow White, Chris Hemsworth as the Huntsman, and Charlize Theron as the Queen.
So what did you think of the film?
So, I went in with high hopes that this film was going to be great, but after seeing it, I left the theater saying, I wanted a lot more out of that film. All the pieces were there, but the film just, it didn't come together.
Yeah, it's this classic tale of Snow White, done in a very, very different way that we've never seen the story done before. It's based off of a book.
Right.
And it's, as you said, it's got very high profile actors. I mean, Kristen Stewart, huge with, especially with the tween crowd, with Twilight. And she's been in a lot of other, she's a well-known name. And then you have Charlize Theron, who, has won awards, and then you also have Chris Hemsworth, who's now been huge because of Thor and the Avengers. So you have a lot of people, and it really did have a lot of promise and potential, but as you were saying, it didn't really deliver. I was the whole movie, I never felt that I love what I'm seeing right now. It was always like, well, it's okay.
Right.
They could have done that scene a little better,
right.
And but I guess some good things about it was, it had really good cinematography, I thought. I mean, it was well shot.
Right.
I wouldn't say great cinematography, it was well shot. It looked nice.
It was appealing. Like, it wasn't boring to watch. They had plenty of variation with
and
it.
the visual effects actually were pretty good. They weren't...
I know that's your thing.
Phenomenal. Yes. Me and visual effects. But it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't awful.
Right.
It was kind of like that happy medium, like where it worked with the film and it didn't use it too
It just
much.
left me wanting more. I was hoping for that gritty summer blockbuster. I'd seen the previews, and every preview I saw, I wanted it to be so good.
Mm-hmm.
The preview had, I don't know, maybe it was a teaser trailer I saw the first time. I was like, wow, that's gonna be great. Like, I left the theater thinking, like, that's what I want to see. Like, I want to see that coming out, and after seeing it, I'm like, oh, I don't know how I could have thought that.
Yeah.
But not an awful film. I wouldn't say it's awful. I would say it's watchable.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it's your must see right now. I wouldn't say it.
No, I would say pay $5 to see it, maybe matinee pricing.
Yeah.
I think it's something that you should see in theaters, because if you see it on a smaller screen, I don't think it's going to have as good of an effect as it can have on you, as it could, in an actual theater. But I wouldn't pay $10 or in some places up to $15 just to see it in movies right now, in the theaters right now. But as far as like other issues with the film, I had a real big issue with Charlize Theron. I mean, I know I have a friend right now who really loves Charlize Theron, and he is gonna really hate me about this, but I thought she was awful, and I thought Kristen Stewart was better than her in this film.
I completely agree
with
you there.
I hate to say, and it kills me to say it, but she was better. And my theory is that the director was like, okay, we're gonna reboot Kristen Stewart's career, and the way we're gonna do it is, Charlize, we're gonna pay you a lot of money
to be
awful. We want you to be really awful, so we want you to deliver this line as bad as you can.
You just scream in every scene. You just scream in every scene.
Because that's literally literally she's just stone faced yelling a line that's so monotonous, has no levels to it, and you're just thinking, this woman is an award-winning actor. And then you have Kristen Stewart, who's like twihard, and she's like giving her heart into this performance. Obviously, it's the same performance she gives in every film she does, but it works in the film.
It works there.
Yes.
I can't complain too much about her. Mm-hmm. It's really with Charlize that it was really that was the character that I thought. I had also had high hopes for her to be good, because she really looks like somebody who would play that part really well. But I don't know if it was her the direction she was given or how it came about, but I didn't like the performance. She wasn't believable in my eyes. So.
It was more of a caricature of a character. I mean, it wasn't real. And I've always, even in a fantasy world, I feel like there can be real elements to it where you can say, I can actually believe what's happening in the story, no matter how fantastical it is. But with this film, she just, you don't believe it. You don't believe it. You're just like, okay. But what I did like was, I thought in the quiet moments, you you could tell that she had a past. And that's something I really liked about the film, is that they go into the Queen's history and you find out why she is the way she was. And that's something that you never really see before. All you see is that she's evil. And that's all you know. You know she's evil, and she's always been evil. But with this one, it shows you she was actually innocent at a time, and she was kind of thrown into these circumstances to be evil. And you see how this, you know, character gets developed over like long periods of time. And I really like how Charlize, you know, during these scenes kind of shows her memory of and the quiet moments. But when she's yelling,
when she's talking, it's not.
When she's yelling, it's just, it doesn't work. And I have a feeling that's more the issue with the directing than her, because, you know, if I was a director, I would have been like, okay, I want you to deliver this line a little differently. But what can I say?
What are you giving the film?
All right, so I think I'm going to give it a 75 out of 100.
75?
You know, I think that there's some good elements to it. I think that there's some things that are worth talking about, but I don't think it's a film that you have to see, and I don't think it's a film that's going to win too many awards or be nominated. What did you rank the film?
I'm going 3 out of 5, so that's actually that's the same that you're giving it.
Okay.
It just didn't do it for me. Like last week, The Avengers, you know, giving it a 5-star rating. It's definitely not. It's not what I had hoped it would be.
Yes.
So
I can
3 out of 5 for me. So that does it for this week's episode of CineWrap. If you like what you see, please rate, subscribe, and comment. See you next week. You will do this for me, Huntsman!